Hello, World of Tank Blitzers and future Momrads. I'm Littlefinger, and I'm here to wrap up this series of videos on the garage. The first video, I talked about the top row, which included the main menu and all of the things that you can get to using the main menu, and also how to manage your gold, credits, and free experience. In the second video, I talked briefly about your missions, your crew training, and then also how to set up and armor your tank before your first battle. So let's jump right in and talk about the bottom row. Okay guys, let's look at the lower left hand corner and you will see a button that says filter off. So basically what that is indicating is that every tank in my garage is currently shown in the bottom row. By clicking on any one of those tanks, you see the orange box indicates that that's the tank selected, and that's the tank that if I were to hit battle, I would go into battle with. Now as I scroll to the right here, you'll notice that between the Type 62 and the Type 7 car, there's a little difference in that the lower right hand corner has a symbol there of a flag with a check mark in it. That is your primary tank indicator, and if I click on the filter off button, it opens up this menu, and you can see here that there's a button just to show my primary tanks. So I'm going to turn that on and go back. Now what I like to do is I like to assign primary tanks to any tanks that I'm currently grinding on experience to purchase the next tank. And as you saw in the previous video, I went ahead and purchased the Type 61, which is the tier up from the STA1. So I'm no longer worried so much about my crew and free experience for the STA. So what I will do here is I'll highlight it and then double tap it and it will go away. Likewise, if I wanted to show all of my tanks again and I wanted to add one, let's say I really want to focus on this SU-152, I can double click on it and there it is added as a primary tank. Okay guys, let's say you've just gotten into a platoon and your platoon mate says let's play tier 7. So you can come into your filters on and click on tier 7, and this will show you all of your tier 7 tanks. Now what I like to do is also select the 2x experience points, because if I'm going to play a tank, I want to max out the amount of experience points I get. And keep in mind that this is only available for your first win during the countdown period, which as you can see there's 4 hours and 7 minutes left until that resets. So I'm going to try to max that out and get the most out of each and every one of my tanks before grinding on one particular tank. Okay, so I also want to point out that if you click on the filter button, you can filter by tank types. Keep in mind here that this is your symbol for a light tank, this is your symbol for medium tank, this is your symbol for heavy tank, and then tank destroyer. You can also filter by country. So if you're stuck here, you can also hit the clear button and that will reset everything to filter off. The last button that I want to discuss in the bottom row is the tech tree. This brings up a map of every single tank in World of Tank Blitz, sorted here at the bottom by country. And the indications here are light green for tanks that are currently in my garage. The dark blue is for tanks that I haven't started working towards, and the dark green are tanks here that I have already purchased, played, and sold. So each tank listed here shows the tank name in the lower left hand corner, the tank type and tier in the upper left hand corner, and then also some information about the tank in sense of how many credits it's going to take to purchase that tank. The upper left hand corner shows you how many combat experience points you have earned on that tank. So let me scroll here to the right and find a good example. Come on. So here, let's look at the E75. This is a tank that I'm currently working on, and I have 137,000 combat experience points in it, but I need 259,000, so I'm just over halfway there. Let's look at another example here at the VK. Now, I've really enjoyed playing the VK, and I went ahead and bought the SPIC, and it's showing that I currently have 4,000 combat experience points in it. I went ahead and used all of my experience points for the RU251, which is why it shows 0 there, because I've already researched it. Once you research it, it then shows you that I have to spend 2.4 million credits to purchase that tank, which I have not yet done. Okay guys, well that puts a wrap on learning your garage. In upcoming videos, I'm going to talk about some mistakes to try to avoid, and then also I'm going to focus on the different tank lines by country, to give you some indication of what you're in for when you get to those upper tier tanks, because it is a lot of battles that you've got to play to get to the upper tanks. So stay safe out there, and Littlefinger out.